My name is Lisa Dublin. I'm a health and life coach, and I help people to live, speak, and lead with confidence. How are you this morning on this Valentine's Day? So I was like, do I dress in red? That's not me. I don't do that kind of thing. Although, I mean, it is about love, and love is a good thing, and we want to talk about that this morning. I actually titled the live this morning, What's Love Got to Do with It? Now, my screen has just gone blank on me, so we're going to do a couple of things. Let me just start it all over again. Because you know what I did? And this is for Instagram as well as for Facebook, for YouTube, for LinkedIn, wherever you're watching me. Let me know, holler, tell me where you're watching me from. Um, for the last couple months, I've been working on a couple resources, freemiums for, just for my ladies. I primarily coach, speak to, teach women, professional executive women, married and single. And so I was like, I can't just do one resource. I actually put together two. I pulled a lot of my friends, acquaintances, relatives, everybody, and I asked a couple questions. So there's a resource for, I want to share my screen with you. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I really hope you can. Let me just make sure this mic is working. I always seem to have a couple problems on Facebook, but not this morning, I imagine. So I've got two resources out, and I want to share my screen and show you what they're about. We're going to talk about them this morning. Okay. Let's see if we can do that. There we go. Okay. So can you see my screen? The first resource is called Our Best Year Yet 10 Ways to Rekindle Your Marriage This Year. You can head over to my website, lisamdublin.com, or right here, wherever you're watching me. I've posted them this morning. So you can just click on that link, sign up, and then you get the free download. And it's a really handy little ebook that I put together. The only thing, you guys, like looking at it now, I'm like, why is the font so big? Oh my goodness. Like you can tell, I wear contacts, I'm very short-sighted, and so part of this is, let me just remove this, there's something on the screen right here, right? Part of this is just for my own ease of reading, so I hope you appreciate that. But it really is a handy resource as to 10 tips for rekindling your marriage. It's primarily geared towards wives, but that's not the only thing that I have. So go to on my page, Facebook, wherever you're watching me. LinkedIn is being posted. YouTube, the link is going to go up after this. Instagram, just go to the link in my bio, and you can download both of the resources from there. Okay. So a couple things I wanted to talk about, because like when I polled people, these are the tips. That this one is for the married people, so it's like pray for him, think about him, fantasize about him, give him respect. That should have actually been number one, but like I was like, you know what, just finish. Write this kind of love note, a love note that just doesn't say I love you, but says I respect you. Spice it up, try the touch all over technique, buy him small gifts, talk about him where it matters, grow together. A whole bunch of resources that I put together. Just polling people, married couples. Okay, what's working for you? What kind of advice would you have given to your younger self? And I also asked them advice for single ladies who want to get married, who want to find their their one person. And like this one in particular, can you guys hear me okay? Can somebody tell me if you can hear me, especially on Facebook and wherever I am? I'd really like to know, especially when you're single, right? The one thing that I never denied myself when I was single was I was looking for love. I'm not sure. A lot of people simply just want to have their person. And for me, that's okay. Like, I know I was there. I wanted love. I think maybe from the time I was like 20, early 20s, and I just wanted my own person. And I don't think that there's anything wrong in saying that. A lot of people like to make as if, it's something bad that, you shouldn't want. Like, wanting means that there's something wrong with you. I don't think that's where the weakness is. That's not weakness. It's not weak to be vulnerable, is it? It's absolutely not weak to be vulnerable. What I think is when you get desperate, when you want to lose yourself and just take anybody who comes because you think time is running out. A lot of the married people, wives I spoke to, they spoke about that. Like, hang on to your values. It's not because you think time is running out that you're just going to take any any old person who comes, because you really need to be with somebody who shares your values above everything else. If you have somebody or find somebody who literally shares your deepest values, it's going to be okay, right? Okay, so this one you can go find it on my website. I'm very excited about these freemiums. I'm very excited. So this is called Our Best Year Yet: 10 Ways to Rekindle Your Marriage This Year. This is for married people. And this is not for abusive relationships. This is not where you're being abused of any kind, emotionally, physically, sexually. This is not for it. Honestly, you guys, like these kinds of tips are meant to take you from good to great. So, I mean, take a read, download it. If it applies to you, apply it. If it is that you need deeper kind of massaging and therapy, then obviously you need to go find the appropriate ways to get that. Here's the second one. This what I'm very excited about, and even like just watching the downloads this morning, equally I've got as many downloads already for the single ladies as for this other one, Our Best Year Yet. So all the single ladies who want to find love. So the first thing is, just if that's you, that's fine. Okay. I know, like, that's the one thing I never denied. I wanted to find love. I think love is a beautiful thing. Even though my heart got broken several times, I think the one thing I had going for me was that I always believed in it, and I still do, because it just made sense not to give somebody who hurt you the extra power of souring you on this beautiful thing called love. No, you're not going to rent space in my head. Get out. Like, go to the left. You know what I mean? I hope this makes sense to anybody, okay? So let me just check that I am online and that people can hear me okay, because this is like, let's just make sure this okay, good. I see myself. Okay. I think people can hear me, so that's good. Oh, my phone just died. Oh my goodness, you guys, not this morning. That phone just died, but let's go. So this one is called All the Single Ladies, and I had a lot of fun putting it together, putting myself, in the shoes when I was single, and also asking of my married friends, what the question was, what advice would you give to a single woman who was looking for love? Some single people just don't care. That's not for you. Although I would advise you to take a look at it. Okay, love, marriage is a great thing if you find the right person. And I feel like you have to have a bent towards it, as opposed to not towards it, if that makes any sense. The people I polled were married for upwards of 50 years plus, to as little as 7 years, right? And they gave answers readily as to what advice would you give a single person. So go get the resource. Oh my goodness. So here's some stuff. The first one, the most common thing that a lot of the wives that I spoke to said was, put God in it. Put God in it. I don't want to. I know I don't want it, just any man. They come a dime a dozen. You don't want that. Anybody would agree on that. You want God to choose somebody who will be compatible with you. You need to put him in it. He knows you best. Does that make sense? We're talking about what love's got to do with it. Everything. Everything. Okay? And you start with who made you. Like, let him choose for you. Be in that process of, I don't want to just take anybody who comes my way. Can you put me in the path of the person you have for me, and put me in the path for them? And on that note, somebody who's been married for, oh my goodness, she's been married for how long? She said, don't wait to be chosen. In your head, make a choice already of, what am I going to accept and what am I not going to accept? Somebody else said, and this one was a voice note of another couple, another female that I know. And her voice note said, you know what? Like, know what your non negotiables are. And then everything else, perhaps, you can leave up to choice. Like I remember very early, oh my goodness, there I go telling my business, but just something that can be told, because some things, you don't need to be like a not for public whatever. And I remember when I met my husband, I didn't quite like how he dressed. Okay, I just nah. And this friend of mine from Barbados I had been to university with, I was telling her about him, how I liked him. Like he was just cool to be with. And he was just nice and kind to me. And that's like the biggest thing for me still. I needed somebody who was kind to me. And he still is that. Although this morning he burned my shirt. Okay. I was like, can you help me, please? I'm late going online, and I think I want to wear this shirt. Okay. And he burned my shirt, but he's getting me one on Friday. Okay. Like we're gonna make this right. But anyway, and this friend of mine said, the things that you cannot change, okay? Does he have them? Things like how he dresses and so on, you can influence that maybe. Or, are they very important? And I was like, you know, yeah, the things that I can't teach him, that he just seems to have naturally, I like. So let's go forward with that, if that makes any sense. So that's another note right there that somebody said, where is it? Um, ooh, know your boundaries. Somebody said, know your negotiables and non-negotiables and communicate them clearly. You guys, like, it's a handy little resource. Go get it. Go, like, I put it together with all the love and care, putting myself in people's shoes and asking around, putting the effort into it. So please go find it. And what's going to happen when you download it, a younger person in my circle said, hey, this is a lot to take in at once. So you have the entire resource, but not to worry if you don't get through any of it, through all of it, because every single day I'm going to be sending you one of the tips. If you, whichever one you download, you're then going to get a tip from the book every day until you're done. So you have it two ways. You have the entire resource to sit with your girlfriends, even with your partner, and talk about. And you're going to be reminded beginning from tomorrow, I believe, just of, the things that have been said one at a time, so you can digest it nicely. But you have to sign up, you have to download the resource for you to be able to get into the emails and, just get the information, because relationships are powerful. Who Everybody knows that, right? Relationships are powerful, especially marriage. Like, there's a lot of power when the two of you are on one accord. And of course, Satan is going to come in and say marriage is dead and most marriages end in divorce, which is the truth. Okay. But the ones that work do work, though. It's possible. One of the things that I said I get a lot, especially with younger people, one of the things that I get is, I don't know what love is. Well, no more. You do know what love is. First Corinthians chapter 13 gives us a blueprint of what love is. And it's not as if that person doesn't have those qualities, okay, you just ditch the person. But I think it's like a standard to work towards, to see, okay, where am I, and where's my partner? Or if you're not in a relationship, what should I be looking for? When the Bible talks about love is patient, love is kind, love doesn't hold a grudge, it doesn't seek for itself, it's not arrogant or boastful. Oh my goodness, these are some of the best qualities that oil a relationship. Don't you agree? So I had a comment there. Let me see if I can see it. No, it didn't come up. Okay, whoever, I will just, so this is it. So I love this one in particular. All the single ladies, if you're just joining me, go, you can see it on my profile, it'll be on my website today, lisamdublin.com. If you're on Instagram, just go to the link in my bio. They're already up, the links to download each of these. So we've got two of them, all the single ladies, just a resource on advice for single ladies who want to find love. And then for the married people, 10 ways to rekindle your marriage this year. Go download them. Love it. Like, there are two things, like your marriage, your relationship, and where you work. You spend the most time in these places and in these situations. So as much as possible, you want to be working to getting them right. Like, that is my mindset anyway. So some of the things that The married ladies said advice for single ladies who want to find love, which is a good thing, I think. Um, don't wait to be chosen. I said that one already. So let's move on to the second one. One of my friends said, make sure you are Miss Right first. Fix you first. Work on being the best version of yourself. And even when I was writing that point, like trying putting everything in the ebook, it occurred to me that sometimes we enter relationships trying to change people. And here's a powerful thought for you. If you're entering, like, it's almost like a fix up house. You go to the house and you're like, okay, I can see myself putting new cupboards there. I can redo the floor. In next year maybe we no a person is not a house, okay. No, you have to be comfortable with the fact that this person might never change. If you will be able to handle that person's isms and who they are right now without one iota of change, you're okay. But if you're only going with this person in the hope that they're going to change, it might never happen. What are you going to do then? Like, are you going to leave? Especially after you get married, you've made that commitment, you've made a covenant before God. Are you going to leave because I thought you would change by now and you haven't? No. I think the best thing to do is to be like, I look at you right now. Some things I don't like. Choose your poison. Somebody said marriage right here in the very end. Somebody said marriage is not for the faint of heart. And I quite agree. You need to have tenacity or stickability or that ability to stick with something even when perhaps you don't feel like, right? And I'm not talking in the cases of abuse. Like I feel like if there's abuse involved, get out and work from it from afar, but don't stay there because you can't stay in a burning house and try to save yourself. Get out of the burning house and see what you can do. Call the fire engine, call the water people to come and help to save the house. But if you stay in the burning house, you're going to get burnt down with the house. So get out, right? If there's abuse. I think a lot of other things we can work on. So these are some of the lovely tips that my colleagues, associates, like I just pulled a lot of married people to get these tips. And I didn't obviously go for marriages that were in trouble. What's the point of that? Went for marriages that, seemed to be moving from good to great, had a good thing going on. One of my friends was and she's actually a marriage coach herself. She said, don't be fake. Be you and don't fake who you are. Potential husbands are not blind. Like, how long will we continue the charade? Okay, trying to be who we think they are. I remember one of the pieces of advice my mom gave me very early in the dating game was just never tell a man what you're looking for. Because if I tell you what I'm looking for, you're going to be that until you're not. So just observe, just close your mouth and see what's in front of you. And I think that's great advice that I use now, even for friendships, for everything. You don't need to tell people what you're looking for. You just observe and see whether you see what there is that you want, and then you can make a move or whatever. So some of the things, know your boundaries. We know that one. Some very controversial things as well. So somebody said the Proverbs 31 woman works. I used to hate that chapter in the Bible. I found that woman was just tired until I realized she's not tired, she's enterprising. She does rest and she's not even doing half the work. Half of the things she's doing, she's employing people and directing, she's managing, she's in control. Like, I like that. So take a second look. And this person said, even if you're not a Christian, begin to prepare yourself for marriage by being a woman with the qualities outlined in Proverbs 31. It's a toolbox, so which is why I put the toolbox in there. Use it, right? And then this one I really, really like. Somebody said, make sure he likes and loves you. That there's a difference between the two, and you want both in a relationship. Liking someone is having a preference for their way of being and doing things. In an upcoming podcast, I speak about that. I had a friend who she's very flamboyant, and she just happened to be with a very conservative guy. She liked other things about him, but he didn't like her flamboyance. He didn't like the fact that she was, just extra. And so she found herself always having to you just cut herself up and fold herself into a box to kind of please him. Of course, it didn't work out because remember what my friend said? Don't be fake. Nobody likes fake. After a while, like he's the one who left. Can you imagine? After you do all of that folding of yourself and cutting corners and like running roughshod over your values and over who you are to please a man, he turns around and sees somebody who's more authentic, and that's where he goes. My friend, might as well just be authentic anyway. Okay. Might as well just be authentic and make sure that you know that you're enough of value that if he's coming into your life, that he likes and loves you. And of course, too, you have to like and love who he is. I think a lot of these things are reciprocal. Let's not forget that you're not just there in some kind of harem waiting to be chosen. Like you do the choosing as well. Actively be in the relationship asking for what you want, because that's very, very important. This one surprised me. Oh my goodness. A married woman said to me, say to those single women, look for inner beauty even in a man. Do you ever stop to think, oh, this man is beautiful, he's good looking, that's why I'm with him? I know for sure that's one of the first things I liked about my husband. That he's good looking, he still is. I still have a crush on him because of that. Okay. But that was not all. And this comment from this tip from my friend was just so instructive. She said, a man's values, character, and attitudes are even more beautiful than his looks. And though you need to also be attracted to him physically as well. And that's very true. Like a lot of us go for, a man could look good, right? The haircut, the jeans, oh God, the muscles, right? Like all the things, right? But after that, what? If there's no character to back it up, he becomes like everybody else. The same thing that men say about women. Okay, that you can look good, have all the assets. Oh my goodness, you really have it going on. And then there's no character, there's no kindness, there's no inner beauty. So this comment was like, also look for the inner beauty in a man. It's perhaps expressed differently, but it's also very important. Here's another surprising one, and then we're going to end. Another wife said to me, you know what? This thing about soulmates, not everybody finds their soulmate, and it's okay. Think about it. Are you with your soulmate? What is that even? And I have this thing about what a soulmate might be because your partner, your married partner, might not be your soulmate, and that's okay, isn't it? It's not like you're crossing boundaries, having like extramarital relationships or whatever, but the person with whom your heart sings and with whom your heart is like deeply embedded, and sometimes that happens, mightn't be the right person for you, might not be the right marriage partner for you. And so this friend said, not everyone will meet their soulmate, and that's okay. It's more important to find someone who shares your deepest values. You guys, like, go download the 2 free ebooks and enjoy them. If you download them, and even if you don't finish like going through the entire ebook, you can rest assured that you're going to get an email every single day with one of the tips, so you can just take a bite size of it and chew upon, because like I am getting very particular about relationships. I know it's God, doing what he has to do, and I'm very grateful for it. And so, for that reason, I'm turning a lot of my sights on how do we get better as wives? How do single people who want to be married also navigate that space? You don't want to be desperate, but you want to be available. There's a big difference. Like, I feel like people can smell desperation and smell graspy. Oh my goodness, no. Turn off your phone. Fling the phone if you have to, but you don't have to come across as desperate. Nobody's that important for you to like just like, go over your boundaries and forget yourself for them. Nobody appreciates it, sis. Like guys don't even appreciate that. And I sure wouldn't appreciate somebody doing being that kind of way with me. Okay. So last tip, which is a very like unsexy one. So this married woman was thinking ahead to the fact that if you do the right things, you're gonna get your guy. It's not that hard. You can. Okay, let's be hopeful. Let's not say stuff like there's something in the water. That's why I can't get any man. None of my friends is getting married or finding a partner. It must be the air that we breathe. Like, stop it. Be hopeful until he comes. Like, watch your words. Be hopeful. Have faith. Begin to even thank God for him because he's gonna come, right? So somebody said that know that in a way you marry your in-laws. In a way, if your husband has grown up in a family, you marry into that family physically, yes. But the other way that the family's in your face is that your husband is a product of the family. So the culture, the attitudes, the behavior, some of it has been passed on to him. So you have to take that into consideration. You can't say, okay, yeah, he was the best one of the lot. I got the best one. Girl, better love and know your in-laws. Get in there. Just get in there if you're going to get married. Okay. So last point is just go get the downloads. Let me stop the sharing right now and come back on screen. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited to bring this to my audience. I'm going to be talking about it for the entire month of February, encouraging people to go get those downloads, get those those ebooks, because they can help you. You take a little bit every day. You read a little bit every day until you're done. It's not a very long PDF. It's just an ebook that I put together, both for single ladies and for married women, married ladies. So I hope this helps you guys, and have a great Valentine's Day, whatever you do. Um, did I tell you that a friend of mine said, they've been married a long time, happy couple, and she's like, me and him, we just laugh at Valentine's Day. They're like, they don't even take on Valentine's Day because, as far as you're concerned, beyond Valentine's, the relationship and the nurturing of the marriage is way more important. Do you feel that way? I am kind of half and half, because sometimes you can let people get away with not recognizing, not making a fuss, and I'm not on that. So I'm like, especially if it's already a good relationship, why not, observe those days that bring a little thrill into the thing? What I don't like is all year long to be treating somebody badly, and then on Valentine's appear with 12 a dozen red roses. That's not going to work. But I do believe that it's a way to spice things up and make things, even better. So why not? Okay. So I hope you enjoy Valentine's. And if you're on Instagram, head into my bio, the link in my bio, you guys. And if you don't follow me already, let me just put my links up so you can follow me there. I'm on IG at Lisa M. Dublin. Then I'm also, if you like this video, please like and share it. If you're on YouTube, my podcast is now on YouTube. So if you subscribe to Basement Chronicles on YouTube, then every time the podcast is uploaded, you get that notification. Enable notifications so you can follow me. You can follow me everywhere. Also, please type replay if you are typing this, if you're watching this later. And you can head to my website for those downloads, or check out my pages, Facebook, LinkedIn, everywhere, actually. And you can get the 2 downloads that I was just previewing for you this morning, talking about this wonderful thing called love. Okay? Don't turn up your nose. It's a wonderful thing to be loved. I'm sure you know that. You've experienced different kinds of love. Okay? So don't give up on romantic love, because that too is a beautiful thing. I'll see you tomorrow, maybe. All right, folks, have a great day, and I'll see you next time right here on Basement Chronicles Live.